So my name is Atara, and I like to make things like a lot of people here. We all like making things, and my name is Atara, but you can call me a terabyte. That is my name online. I'm a full-time electrical engineering student, and it's really it's rough, but I really love it. I love everything about electrical engineering and electronics, and my niche, I guess, is to make cute tech and gadgets, and I've recently been learning VFX as a side hobby, and so here's some things that I've made. So up here is just like a cute charging case. I have a Shiba Inu. I like to make him armor sometimes because I 3D model things and all that. I made these cat ear speakers that go on top of your monitor so that it looks like your monitor has cute cat ears, because I had a problem where with my desktop, I have that really long monitor, and my speakers would be behind it. And then I couldn't hear it because the speakers would hit it, so I was like, I just want the speakers to be on top. But I also want it to be cute, so I made these. And the last one I made was a display case for my screwdriver, which looks like a human core, but I tried to make it a cute and fun video. I wanted to answer a question that I get a lot in my comments, and that is, how do I finish projects? And I've always been really interested in how other people do things, especially like their process and their flow. So that's what I wanted to share today and make that my main point of this presentation. So the number one question I'm always asked is, how do you finish projects that you start? And that's kind of what I want to go through today and share with everybody. So the first thing is I write down every single idea that I get instantly, because if it's not instantly, then I will forget, and it's usually an amazing idea. So I write it down as soon as I can, either on my phone, on paper, on my laptop, wherever I can, I will write it down. And I have some examples of that. My drawing is really bad, but so the Demon Core thing, I had this idea, that's how I wrote it down. I haven't made this one yet. This is a UFO that's in the shape of a Shiba Inu, and it will be like a little light. I haven't done that one yet. I also haven't done this one yet either. But I wanted to make the flexible PCBs and make like a rose out of them, and then have it connected to another PCB. So just a little idea. Oh, is the speaker working now? Is I doing wrong the whole time? I'm sorry. And then a Space Invader necklace, which is something I actually saw 10 years ago, but I couldn't afford it when I was a kid, and so I was like, I can just make one now. Here's some examples of projects, like some projects I will do. So here's some PCBs that I made, and then I will just draw right over the top of them, and then that kind of helps me get the idea, or even like decorate it and make it nice. My drawing's not always the best. Sometimes I have to work on it. Here's another example. I took a picture of a Game Boy. I drew over the top of it, and then that's how the 3D model ended up being when I was finished. So that's the idea that I had, and then that's the finish. Actually, that's not even the finished one. That's just the render. I don't know why I didn't put a picture of the finished one. That doesn't make any sense. But you get the idea. And then so I have ADHD, and I like to write everything down in these Microsoft tables. Everything in my life I make a Microsoft table for, and I do it with my projects as well. So this is my Microsoft table for all of my projects. It looks like this. It's so much bigger. When I have it on my computer, it's so small, but it looks so cool. It looks so cool being big. But the first thing I will do with this template specifically is I will start with my idea, and then I'll get as much detail as possible in this area. So for an example, I have this idea to make a cat computer where the monitor will have these cute cats, and they will follow people around. It will use AI and follow people around. So my idea is cat computer. I usually get more detail than this actually, but this is just an example. But I want it to be like a retro-looking cat computer that it will sit on the table, and when people walk by, the eyes will just follow them. I don't know why I want to do that, but and this is kind of how I template it. Is that how that work? And then I will draw a sketch to visualize it. So then under that I have my sketch area. So I'll get my project name, the details, and then a sketch here. And an example of the sketch is like this. That's a really bad drawing, but you get the idea. Like what I want is like cute animated eyes in this screen, and then probably a little camera up there. And when people walk past, it will just follow them. But be cute, really cute. And the next section is to write all of the things that will be easy with the project and all the things that will be difficult. I don't know why I need to do this for my, I don't know why, but it's really helpful for me. So it helps me with deciding if I need to continue with this project or if I need to shelve it. So this actual example, let me show you the next slide, a second. So this example with the cat computer, I actually shelved this one because at the time I didn't have the skills to do it. So the things I thought would be easy is 3D modeling, Raspberry Pi setup, adding a battery, all that stuff. But what I didn't know how to do, what I think would be hard, is having the AI tracking syncing with the animations. My 3D printers aren't big enough to even print the computer, and animating the eyes, because I don't even know how to animate. So I gotta figure that out eventually. I'll get there. But I like to also write down all the skills that I have, and then also all the skills that I need to learn for the project too. And hold on a second. There we go. So for this cat computer idea that I have, the skills I have, actually, in my new one, I don't have the skills I have anymore. I think I took this off and I just have the skills I need to learn for my projects now. But I like to do this because when I do shelf an idea, I have like a whole pile of them, but when I do shelf an idea, and maybe I'll come back to it 6 months later or a year later, and it is so cool to see the skills I didn't have, the skills I need, and then I now have, and then I'm actually able to finish this project now. So it is really awesome to go from not knowing, or wanting to do this, not knowing how to do this, and then eventually like a year later you have the skills to do it. And the last part of my little thing is to have a failure backup. So I do if and then statements with it. So basically, if I fail at something, then I will do this. So I kind of pre-plan failing, if that makes sense. So it helps me a lot because then if I fail, I think it just helps, it makes it easier because I'm already anticipating to fail and I'm expecting to, and it always works out, thankfully. But for this example, if I fail at AI tracking the eyes to the animation, then I'll just make them static. So I'll still finish the project, I'll still get it done, but I'll make some exceptions. And then if I fail at animating the eyes, then I'll just shelf the product for later. And that is my process for kind of how to finish a project. I will either go through these steps, or I will, sorry, I'm forgetting my train of thought. I will go through these steps and I'll either finish it, or I will shelf it for later. And sometimes I'll get halfway through it and shelf it, but then it's always so cool to see the skills I didn't have that I now have. Yeah, that is my presentation. Thank you guys.
We will take questions from the queue.
How often do you make a project? How often do you make a scene?
How often do I make a project? It depends. There was 1 month where I was making one every single week. Now it's maybe one every 3 months. I've been making them a little harder and harder, so they take longer. Which I should make easier ones.
Hi, yes, here. It's from here. Hi. I quite like your style. I like the things that you've drawn. And I was just wondering, because you've made a lot of tables that you need to follow during the process when you're making things. I was wondering if there's any moment that you just feel like I don't want to write down these things. I don't want to follow this process because it seems very organized. And for some people like me, we're just I don't want to do this anymore. Is there any moment that makes you feel like I just do it instead of like following the tables that I'm going to put them down, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So I do have some ideas where for example, actually in one of these pictures, I only drew it, never wrote anything down, just drew it only, and it's the PCB flower idea. This one, I only just sketched it because I had the idea and I just wanted to put it out there. And then, but I never wrote like the whole thing, and I never even, it's just sitting there still. It's festering. I'll make it someday.
Yeah, it's cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
My question is, Chinese people is very busy, like study or have a lot of work to do. I think everybody want to do something by themselves, but they don't have enough time to do it. So, do you have any question or any suggestions for Chinese people to start it? Thank you.
I'm actually running into that problem now because before I was a student, I had a lot of time. I had a lot of time. But now that I'm a full-time engineering student, that's another reason why my projects are taking a little longer, is to find the time in between studying, because studying is really important, and I think it is good to get all the foundations and everything and really learn it the best you can. So I am taking more time to study than to finish my projects. So what I have been doing is I am trying to kind of plan out my time to work on these projects. I will try and maybe on a weekend, if I have an hour or two, work on one of these projects for a little while. I think sometimes I get so invested in it that I'll sit down and I'll just go. I don't stop. And I'm able to finish it pretty quickly, but that is something I can empathize with because I miss my time too.
I wonder that are you learning all the stuff by yourself, or from to school or something? Because we can see that you know how to draw and the PCB and all the engineering stuff. Are you all learning this by yourself, or you ask others to help you?
Yeah. So actually, everything I've learned is for all these projects, I'm completely self-taught, and I got the opportunity to go to university, and that's why I'm going now, is because I got really lucky. But yeah, I'm completely self-taught with all this. I learned how to make PCBs from YouTube tutorials. I learned 3D modeling from YouTube tutorials. And 3D modeling, I actually only learned last year. I didn't know how to do it before that. But yeah, everything is self-taught, and before I went to university, I had a lot more time in order to invest into learning these, but now it's really hard to learn these skills.
Hello, just curious, because I saw the Pokemon phone case and the Vegeta armor for your dog. I'm curious, did the Japanese want to charge you for the copyright?
No, luckily no. I don't sell anything. I just make it for myself. I am very terrified to sell anything. Lots of people ask me, they're like, "Can you sell the Vegeta armor?" And I'm like, no. I don't want to get in trouble. They're scary.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.